Hello and welcome to the new series of Drishti IAS. My name is Pooja Dwivedi. Today we are going to talk about a very unique scheme of Bihar, and that is the Har Ghar Gangajal Scheme. What is this scheme? How will it work? About Ganga River as well as the basin states. We will also talk about the necessities for the scheme as well as the benefits. Let us move ahead and first of all talk about this particular news piece. It is important that you understand it from the perspective of a GS mains paper. Third, and of course from the perspective of polity as well, it's important because it might happen that certain facets of it can be reflected in that paper as well. From the perspective of prelims, factual information is necessary. So, we are going to talk about Har Ghar Gangajal Scheme. This is a scheme under Bihar's Jal Jeevan Haryali scheme, Jal Jeevan and Haryali scheme. So, it's a 4,000 crore project. For the first phase, 4,000 crore was allocated. And the first phase has already been completed and soon to be launched by the CM of Bihar. And in the first phase, giant pumps, it will lift Ganga water from Hathida near Mokama. So if we talk about this particular scheme, it will work during the scheme is of course operational, but it will lift the water when Ganga is flooded. That means for 4 months when a monsoon is at its peak and Ganga is flooded, then only the excessive water will be lifted, and it will be supplied to about 7.5 lakh homes in the regions of Rajgir, Bodh Gaya and Gaya. So the Mauryan Empire, Rajgir is whenever we listen to this word, Mauryan Empire comes into our mind. With respect to Gaya, it's the heartland of Buddhism. And now how will it happen? The water will be stored in the reservoirs in Rajgir and Gaya. Then it will be channeled to 3 treatment and purification plants so that desiltation can happen and water is purified. And the water will travel more than 150 kilometers from Hathida with the help of pipelines. Moving ahead, now every individual beneficiary will get 135 liters of Ganga water every day. That is 2 large buckets. And it is currently limited to the urban areas of both Gaya and Rajgir. At later phases, it will be also made available to other parts as well. During the second phase of the project, Ganga water will be taken to Nevada as well. Moving ahead, now let's talk about Ganga River Basin. Ganga River Basin is one of the largest river basins in India, and Ganga River Basin countries is Nepal, India, Bangladesh and China. These are the many countries, and it drains an area of about 100,000 square kilometers. In India, it is spread across Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Bihar, Jharkhand, Rajasthan, West Bengal, Haryana, Himachal Pradesh and the Union Territory of Delhi. And as we know, when Bhagirathi and Alaknanda meet together, then only it flows under the name of Ganga. And it enters the plain regions after flowing through the mountainous areas. So let's talk about that now. So as we know, Bhagirathi and that rises from the Gangotri glacier. Bhagirathi, when it is joined by Alaknanda, where at Devprayag, then it flows by the name of Ganga. And remember that in whenever we are talking about geographical aspect, you have to remember which branch of which river meets. So remember, Bhagirathi and Alaknanda meet at Devprayag, then it becomes the Ganga. And Bhagirathi rises from the Gangotri glacier, which is in Uttarakhand, at 7,000 meters above mean sea level. And remember that where it enters the plain regions after moving through the mountainous region, it reaches, when it reaches Rishikesh, then it starts moving towards the plain. So remember that as well. Now, here is Rishikesh. Okay. Now, let's talk about the need. Why do we need this project? First, we have to understand that the area around Rajgir is rocky and water deficient. So there is water deficiency and it has to be plugged with the help of regions which are excessive in water. Unplanned and indiscriminate use of groundwater has made many issues to come. That is, it has depleted the subterranean reservoirs which were present. It has also lowered the water table, so not a lot of water is available, because when you exploit the groundwater, the water table, as we know, it replenishes itself with the help of rain. And if we see that it is the exploitation is in excess, to the replenishment, what will happen? This will start on decreasing because it is not getting as much water as it should. So what happens? Depletion occurs, and because of that, when water depletion occurs, minerals and many other agents get into the water, and then water quality also gets impacted. So the bulk of the urban water supply continues to be through tube wells, which is not very good, and it's very harmful to the health as well. Now, according to data published by Bihar Public Health Engineering Department, the average groundwater level in Gaya district has plunged from 30.30 feet in July 2021 to 41.50 feet in July 2022, and data which is available through Central Groundwater Board's yearbook for Bihar says that water table in Gaya and Rajgir, they fell between 2 and 4 meters between the years 2014-15 and 2020 and 2021. So we know that water system is not very efficient. Now, if we talk about flood water, how will the system work? Flood water on the Ganga bank is pumped and transferred to 3 storages which are present in Rajgir, Tetar and Gaya. Okay, so this is the region when the water level rises, and here comes the water in the tank because the water level has risen, and then water will be pumped through the treatment plants because here only desiltation, whatever sand is present, whatever another sort of gravels and stones are present in the water will be formed, will be purely reformed, and it will be provided in the form of drinking water and bathing water, and then through the pipeline it will be supplied to the important households. Okay, so remember this, and this system is known as the lift, store, tame, heat and supply system, and it has been developed by Hyderabad based 𝐏𝐻𝐒 Engineering Infrastructure Limited, and this institute has been working on this project since 2019, and a 447 meter approach channel has been constructed in Hatira, remember the name, on the right bank of the Ganga near the Rajendra Bridge. Water is taken and to an intake well cum pump house, and then dedicated electricity substations are also provided to form energy, to channel energy in order to purify the water. So online filters have also been involved so that desiltation can occur, and also riverbed erosion does not take place, because if we have to draw water, then erosion will also occur. But here the water is not being drawn in such a manner that erosion starts occurring. So it is a twin benefit project. Okay, so the 151 kilometer pipeline network, it will use a railway overbridge and 4 other bridges. Data is not very important, so just understand it just from the perspective of the general one. A water treatment plant, this much liters per day at Manpur in Gaya will supply to Gaya and Bodh Gaya. So you can see how decentralization has happened so that more purification can take place. And the 3 storage are present in Tetar, Rajgir and Gaya. This we have already covered. Now let's talk about the benefits. First of all, it's very important for us to understand this is a kind of project which supplies from the excessive to the where the deficiency has occurred. So this is a balancing kind of system. So it will elevate distress from the annual flooding as well, because during the 4 months of monsoon, when Ganga river rises so much that it creates the issue of flooding, that will be elevated with the help of this particular project. Heavy silting in the river beds, which especially affects Mokama, Hatida, Bad and Lakhisarai. Because of the continuous flooding, lots of sand also gets deposited, and that also creates you can say elevation of the water. So that will also be resolved. The diversion will not lead to depletion of water, because it is not saying that the natural flow of water will be, from that the water will be taken. The water will be taken during the months where and when flooding occurs. So there will be no disturbance in its natural flow or potential changes in the course as well. And the government plans to build 13 more reservoirs in Ganga and Rajgir to store and divert flood waters in the times to come. Okay, so that's it. Thank you so much for watching. A question will be asked in the comment segment and it will be pinned. You can answer that. Thank you so much for watching and stay updated.